introduce our speaker, the Reverend Dr. Barbara Reynolds.
I come here to give you 4 challenges to help us to stay on. But I want to say what the first challenge is for today. I want us to continue to celebrate the strength and the positive characteristics of Black women. As a group, we are amazing, astonishing, and admirable. All of that in a bag of chips. I am saying that we must speak well about ourselves. Because if we don't speak well about ourselves, who will do it for us? If not us, who? If not now, when? We must continue to celebrate ourselves, our accomplishments, because we are not the images of BET or MTV. We are not sluts, our men are not thugs, and our families are not all dysfunctional and shiftless. When Dorothy Height, Dr. Height, became sick of these images of the Black family's dysfunction, what did she do? She didn't continue to curse the darkness. She lit a candle. All over America, she started the Black family reunions. And now we're coming back again and being family again and loving each other again and being united again. What a good idea. Thank God for Dr. Dorothy Height. Thank God. Maybe my family is dysfunctional, but yours isn't. I mean, I hope. I'm not going to talk about my family. But even one day we will come together. I pray. Celebrate your victories. I want to say that I even appreciate the 3 women who came with me. My goddaughter, Canada evangelist Laura Johnson, and my best friend, Anita Winky. Because when you have 3 women who just want to get up early and follow you, I mean, I say, wow, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Celebrate. You know, sing and wear your banners. And, you know, I'm a Delta, so I wear my red. And woo-woo, every time I work. I celebrate. I love AKA Vegas too, but I'm saying, celebrate our legacy. Celebrate our traditions. Be glad that we are who we are. You know, sing about it, shout about it, strut around. You know, whether you got a weave or whether you got whatever. You know, just go on and celebrate yourself. Hallelujah. When I look at you, I know you have your stories. And that's why the Lord told me now to encourage you to write your books. Because some of you are amazing. And you know some people who are amazing, but if we don't write about it, do you think others are going to come in here and find out, you know, the jewels that are in this room? Last night, the Lord said, there's at least 20 of you that should be talking to me. I mean, I've written 6 books. I think I know what I'm doing. You know, why not come and say, Barbara, help me to tell your story? Because you have some stories to tell. I also want to thank William Walker and Adrian Lovemore, who are here as part of our TV crew. William, are you here? He's the visionary of We Can, the Women Christian Action Network, which will be bringing your stories on television in 2012. Because like Dr. Height did, you know, I've been cursing the darkness for 40 years. And now I said, I'm tired of it. I'm going to own my own network. You know, Oprah did it. Hey. And we're working on it, and some of you will be coming back. We say, you know, let's go. It was good to us. You invited me. You were nice to me. We're coming back. So you'll be hearing more about that because we believe that this image of black women that's on TV, we have to change it. We're going to do what Dr. Hyde did, light a candle. I know some Wonder Women. When I look back on my own life, the woman who raised me, no kin. And that's what people don't understand about African American, because we go get folks that are no kin, and we raise those. You know, I look around at my household, my son, no kin. You know, some of my sisters, you need a no kin, but we like that. It's not the blood. It's you wash in the blood of the lamb, so that just makes you kin. So they don't understand that when they start talking about our families. What makes us strong? Why are we the wonders of the world? And I believe that as African American women, we really are. As far as I see, African American women are the wonders of the world. I just wonder, how do we be so strong? When you look out through the world and you travel to other countries, they want to know about Michelle Obama. You know, she is the most powerful woman in the world, and she's one of us. One of us reigns as the most powerful woman in the communication industry, Oprah Winfrey. I have a book out there, and Still We Rise, that I interviewed Dr. Hyde, I interviewed Oprah. This was about 20 years ago. I was riding in her limousine. I turned to her and I said, you know, Miss Winfrey, what is it that you want to be? Now, she didn't even have her, she wasn't even syndicated yet. And she looked at me and said to me, Barbara, I want to be a mogul. I just wrote it down. What's a mogul? You know, I didn't tell her I didn't know. I went back home and said, a mogul? I mean, that's more than a conqueror. I mean, you know, that's huge. But I'm telling you, you have to be able to think big. Because if you worship a big God, why do we want to be small people? She thought big, and you don't get too much bigger than Oprah. Two of us, the Williams sisters, reign on the tennis courts. And most of us are working on the higher levels at the Obama White House than ever before. So as a group, we are 22 million strong. We have a buying power of almost $1 trillion. When you look at the black buying power, if black women alone just quit shopping for 2 or 3 days, we could make them. We just have to go. We are not victims. We got the power. All we got to do is stop shopping. As a group, about 500,000 African American women own businesses generating more than $25 billion in sales and creating more than 200,000 jobs. And I believe that none of this good news about America would have ever come about if it were not for the warriors, the heroes and sheroes of the civil rights movements, which includes our own Dr. Hyde. Because of their legacy, we have risen to heights we never thought. Sisters, doors are open. You know, there are more doors open than I ever dreamed. You know, I'm in my 60s. And when I was a little girl, we never thought about a black mayor growing up in Columbus, Ohio. We couldn't even get a black principal of a school, of a black school. You know, look how far we've come. But I tell you, the call to you is not superwoman or superhuman, like our action figures like Wonder Woman, not that. But the call is still for you to be superior. I'm not talking to each other, but what they taught me when I was a little girl is still true. You have the doors open, but you're going to have to run faster, work harder, and be better than any of them ahead of us just to stay in the race. Because I don't care what they say on the news, this is not a post-racial society. Racism is not there. It's changing shape. We must also, my second charge networking, which employs such things as cell phones, iPhones with tools such as email, Twittering, texting, Facebook. And I do use some of them, but I do think we overuse them. The last statistics I read was that young people are texting 3,000 text messages a month. I go to lunch sometimes, I get so irritated because somebody's lunching with me, and every now and then they're doing this. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's in here texting me. Don't look at this, the young ones you look at. You know, but we may not, but don't see anybody in here 20, 25, look at them, make sure they're not doing what it is, you know. But I'm telling you, I've got hundreds of friends on Facebook. I don't know them. They invite me to places that I don't want to go. They tell me what they have for lunch. I don't care. You know, it's good that we can change a little bit of this. I had a story on the way here that a woman was in the hospital, and she was all hooked up, and they were convinced that if they took the tubes out, pull the respirator off of her, she was going to die. And they knew she only had maybe a few minutes or maybe at least an hour to live. So they went on the Facebook and told everybody that Dorothy had died they said it on Facebook. But a couple hours later, Dorothy was not dead. In fact, that was Monday when they took the thing off, and she's off talking now, because Dorothy did not get on Facebook, she got in the face of God. So I really think that we need to know that we have a real tried and true friend, and Facebook just won't do it. We need to get into the face and the space of Jesus. I think we need to do that. I think that the networks that we just are so much a part of, I know those networks are important, but there's another network, a WGOD network. I believe that my network has angels in it. My network has goodness and mercy following me. Those networks are fine, but we need to be tuned in to a higher network. The third challenge I give to you is to continue fighting. Keep going. Today, compared to where Dorothy Height came upon the scene, the sky is the limit for us. God has opened the doors for us that no man can close. What would have happened when Dr. Height was refused to be admitted to Barnard College in 1929? If she just said, okay, and given up, but she didn't. She just kept pushing. That college wouldn't admit but 2 black people a year. And when she showed up, they said, we got our 2. You know, but she kept pushing. What would have happened when she tried to attend the March on Washington, and they refused to let her speak, although she was the leader of a major civil rights organization? She didn't quit. And what happened when she tried to show up to the Million Man March, and they would let her speak but not march? She didn't quit. And what would have happened when I was a young girl, and I was a musician then, and I showed up at Ohio State with my trumpet, was a trumpet player and a violinist, and I said, I want to be in the marching band. And they said, I'm sorry, but we don't let women march. So I put my trumpet down, and I said, I'll never play again. And to this day, you know, I'm sort of musically deaf. I can't sort of carry tunes. I just shut everything down. But then I said, okay, I'll be a writer. Showed up for journalism. They said, I'm sorry, you can't be a journalist because you are a black woman. But every now and then, you have to get it all down in your soul. I hear what you're saying. But if 1 million people say no, and God says yes, one time,